These Haitians are running into trash cans. They're running into buildings. They're running into... they flipping cars in the middle of the street. Teach them culture. You know what I'm saying? Teach them traffic. Dude.
Now, check this out, right? This dude don't sound like somebody that's from Ohio. He might be from Ohio. He might be. He don't sound like somebody that's like born and raised in Ohio. He don't sound like a native Ohioan. I'm not trying to be funny. He might be, but you know what else he's got? He's got the young dude, young person, social media accent. Every other word is bruh. Every other word is bro. Every other word is stand on business, stand on business, stand on business. Now, do you guys remember when he was doing this? And I know it wasn't very popular because I know there's a lot of people that like really want all of this stuff to be true. You know what I'm saying? But remember when I said I would like to interview this dude and I would have to cross-reference everything that he says? Because when I found out that he was a social media content creator, I said I'm going to be more critical of a social media content creator because of all of the dramatization and all of the Karenization and exaggerated way that content is delivered. Do you guys remember me saying that? If you guys remember, give me a thumbs up. If you guys don't remember, give me a thumbs down. And like I said, this dude don't sound like somebody that's from Ohio. He doesn't talk like somebody that's from... Most people from Ohio don't talk like this. Now, mind you, this is in Springfield. It's not in Northeast Ohio where I'm from. And when you go south of Columbus, people sound different. But usually when it comes to that sounding different, that's when you start getting into the more Southern sounding accents. Not so much this. And this right here is what I will call a quote unquote millennial social media accent. So if you guys recall, when we first talked about this and reacted to this town hall meeting, I was kind of skeptical of this. I wouldn't mind talking to him. I wouldn't mind hearing what he got to say, right? But I was like, I'm kind of skeptical of this. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Let's listen.
These Haitians are running into trash cans. They're running into buildings. They're running into... they flipping cars in the middle of the street. Teach them culture.
Okay, now, I want you guys to pay attention, right? On that particular clip that they showed, this individual here, he didn't mention anything about them eating pets. He did mention the car accidents, but he didn't mention anything about the pets. However, I got this feeling that this dude is just exaggerating a lot of stuff. He's exaggerating a lot of this stuff.
You know what I'm saying? Teach them traffic. Do that. Get an American orientation thing before y'all try to just bring a different culture to a different culture, and then cultures clash, and then people don't understand shit. That's like a conquer divide.
So this dude's name is Anthony Harris.
Shit, making people dislike people for no reason. And it's fucked up. It's really fucked up.
David Menzies for Rebel News here in Springfield, Ohio. And folks, you never know who you might bump into in Springfield. I'm with Anthony Harris, and you might recall Anthony Harris making a passionate presentation to Springfield City Council. Here, check it out.
A bunch of people on a bus getting dropped off at a gas station to come down here. I know a single mom that FaceTimed me this morning at the welfare office that really need something. And it's nothing but immigrants over there. And I don't even want to seem like I'm coming down on the immigrants, because it's the people that's bringing them down here, because wherever they're at, that's what they're used to, bro.
Now, you guys remember when I said, when I was listening to this, I'm like, this dude sounds like he's trying to clip farm. He's trying to create a viral moment. His presentation, almost like a presentation for a YouTube short or a TikTok video. Turns out he's a TikToker.
They're in the park grabbing up ducks by their neck and cutting their head off and walking off with them and eating them.
Now, they didn't play the full clip in the beginning, but as you guys can see right here, he says at the city council meeting, they grabbing ducks by their necks, cutting their heads off and eating them. That's what this dude said. Keep that in mind. Now, as you guys can see, you guys see some people left, right? It was some people that want this to be true that left so they can't see this get debunked. That's how people move nowadays. That's why this kind of stuff is so important, to make sure that everything is clear.
Like,
So, Anthony, you and many other residents of Springfield, Ohio, have been speaking out about aspects of the Haitian migrant situation here in this city.
Everyone is talking about the death of ducks and cats in this town, but I'd like to talk about the death of...
Now, this is different, right? This woman right here is not hearsay. Her mother-in-law died from a car impact when she was taking out the trash of a car that was driven by a Haitian migrant, and there was no prosecution done or no charges against that individual that deleted her mother-in-law. This is a very different situation than what Anthony Harris was talking about.
one very special person, my mother.
Shout out to Brooklyn Queen. What's good with it, Brooklyn Queen?
On December 1st, I received a phone call that changed my life forever. She was collecting her trash can from her driveway when a car struck and killed her instantly. A task she had done over 2,000 times, spanning 4 decades in Springfield. That morning, though, a Haitian immigrant was allegedly driving recklessly when he struck and killed her.
First of all, did you expect such a fallout in terms of media coverage, in terms of former President Trump mentioning this on the debate a few nights ago?
What they have done to our country by allowing these millions and millions of people to come into our country, and look at what's happening to the towns all over the United States. And a lot of towns don't want to talk. It's not going to be Aurora or Springfield. A lot of towns don't want to talk about it because they're so embarrassed by it. In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there.
What are your thoughts?
Be careful what the fuck you ask for. I was concerned for the people in Springfield, Ohio. I was concerned for their safety. I was concerned for the.
He said that he was concerned for the people in Springfield, Ohio.
I was concerned for the people in Springfield, Ohio. I was concerned for their safety. I was concerned for the amount of traffic accidents. I was concerned that a lot of stuff was different that was going on that the city, I feel like, of Springfield wasn't handled correctly. Main concern was definitely the accidents in traffic, which was nonstop, that I actually documented. And I thought it was like obscene. I'm like, man, you know, we all have family out here in traffic. And
so again, what he's focusing on is the traffic, right? And again, to me, the issue that has the most evidence, the issue that could be the easiest substantiated, is the traffic issues. Shout out to Win Lose a Rug. Win Lose a Rug said, "What news lets you cuss that much? Rebel news." You know what I said? Rebel news.
The way that I don't know I don't know how it's working with the traffic shit, but a lot of people didn't know how to drive, and a lot of people were getting into wrecks. And
shout out to DJ Elmo. DJ Elmo said, "Why is this guy wearing a red hat? This red hat is symbolic of a MAGA hat." I wouldn't necessarily go as far as to say that. Now, however, right, being from Ohio, I wouldn't go as far as to say that, because when you're from Ohio, you know that that's a Cincinnati Reds hat. I think Cincinnati might be about 4 hours maybe from Springfield, maybe less. Right? So that's a Cincinnati Reds hat. If this dude is from Ohio, he might have some family in Cincinnati or something like that. Right? However, hold that thought. Hold that thought. Hold that thought, DJ Elmo. Don't let go of it yet.
Know for certain that tragically, an elementary school-age child was killed in a traffic accident.
I don't think their family want to keep having that mention.
That is indeed what they've said. They don't want it to be.
Now, check this out. It may not be a correction. It may actually be up for debate. Hold that thought. Don't let it go. Hold that thought. We're gonna come back to it. And now, shout out to Anthony Harris for this, right? He's actually being correct about this. This family doesn't want their child continuously brought up, and yet, as you guys can see, the media still does it without regard.
Politicize it. What's that?
You just said it.
Well, I did, but I'm just trying
Let's
to
just go to the next one, because they said they don't want to talk about it.
Okay, fair enough.
Just respectfully, just don't even put that, because their family started that.
I'm just trying to help you make your case about traffic.
Okay, yeah, you have a valid point.
Okay. All right. So, all right. Well, Anthony, certainly the most sensational thing about what's happening in Springfield, Ohio, allegedly, is Haitians capturing wildlife, capturing pets, using them for food, using them for ritualistic sacrifice.
Now watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Pay very close attention to this, y'all.
Allegedly, is Haitians capturing wildlife, capturing pets, using them for food, using them for ritualistic sacrifice.
Nobody ever said that. I don't know who the fuck said something about some cats or dogs.
Nobody ever said that? Now, you, sir, mentioned something about some geese. And we know who said something about some cats and dogs. We're going to get to that later. But according to him, all of a sudden, he don't know who said anything about some cats and dogs. Okay.
Your case about traffic.
Okay, yeah, you have a valid point.
Okay. All right. So, all right. Well, Anthony, certainly the most sensational thing about what's happening in Springfield, Ohio, allegedly, is Haitians capturing wildlife, capturing pets, using them for food, using them for ritualistic sacrifice.
Nobody ever said that. I don't know who the fuck said something about some cats or dogs. Okay. I don't know nothing about no cats or no dogs, bro. Okay. I never seen no cats or no dogs.
But you did say something about some geese. What you know about the geese? And you said that they was cutting the geese's head off.
None of that shit happening. I never seen that shit in real life. I heard a motherfucker saying cats is coming up missing, but I ain't never seen that shit in real life, bro. Oh God. What the fuck was we talking about?
Interesting.
I'm all over the place. I've never seen that shit happen in motherfucking real life. All I said was, people are in the parks getting ducks and grabbing them up by the head and cutting them off and walking off and eating them.
I think that's almost just as bad, right? Now, here's the thing, right? We watched the video from the Springfield resident who made the video on YouTube, and he showed the video of the park and was saying that there are some issues going on and it seems like there's less ducks or something. So that's another instance where somebody said that, right? So there could be something with this situation with the ducks. Now, as far as the cats and the dogs, for him to say he doesn't know who said that, really? So he said that his videos on social media are getting thousands and thousands of views. You didn't read the comments on your videos? Because I'm almost certain if we found his TikTok and read the comments, I am almost certain that somebody wrote comments about that. So you don't know nothing about that. You don't know nothing about the accusations. Okay.
Because this is a rumor going around the city.
I'm riding on the trail going to my orientation for my job today, and I see a group of Haitian people. There was about 4 of them.
Now here goes my question. Unless you talk to somebody or unless you look out the window. Now, again, I don't mean to be offensive. Hopefully I don't offend anybody by saying this. You know, they're always looking for a reason to try to say that a black American is being xenophobic towards another group of people. But then when you try to clarify information, nobody sees it. That's neither here nor there, right? So me personally, I wouldn't be able to look at somebody and tell that they were Haitian unless, I don't know, maybe like I heard their accent, heard them speaking French, or like heard them say, you know, they told me that they was Haitian, or maybe like if they had like, you know, the Haitian colors on or something like that. Aside from that, I really wouldn't be able to tell until I got those intimate details. So maybe after a conversation, or you know what I'm saying, but like just from looks, I don't know what the definitive look of a quote unquote Haitian is. I don't know. I wouldn't be able to tell. I don't know if I'm supposed to be able to tell. So if I saw a group of people, like, I don't know, like if some people was doing something like that, like in the park, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if I would be like, those are some Haitian people or those are some homeless people without knowing definitively whether they were Haitian or homeless or not. Do you guys see what I'm saying? If you guys see what I'm saying, give me a thumbs up. If you guys don't, give me a thumbs down. And shout out to DJ Elmo. DJ Elmo says, how about the dress? They a lot of times people tend to dress like us. You know what I'm saying? Not all the time, but a lot of times. So a lot of times you can't just tell from the dress. And a lot of times if somebody, you know, if it's a homeless situation or, you know what I'm saying, like some extreme poverty or something like that, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times, you know, people just be wearing what they can wear. So you really can't tell if it's a whole bunch of homeless people or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I wouldn't be able to tell. If I just drove past and I'm looking in the park and I see some people, I don't know if they Haitian or not. Somebody doing something in the park, I'm gonna assume they just a homeless person, and it's not gonna go no further than that. But again, they got different issues. They got an influx of all these people coming in. I don't know, but to me, I've never been able to just look at somebody and be able to tell exactly what ethnicity they are. I only be able to know like that kind of stuff if I have an interaction with them or if I talk to them. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to DJ Elmo. DJ Elmo said I had to say this because of the hairline forensics. Yeah, I don't know, man. As far as those hairline forensics, man, I don't know what happened. How they thought that chick from Canton was Haitian with the hairline forensics. So you know what I'm saying? The hairline forensics are not 100% accurate. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just curious though. How do you look at some people in a park or something somewhere and know exactly what ethnicity they are? Like sometimes I can tell the difference between an Eastern European white person and, you know, another white person. But as far as like telling the difference between somebody French and somebody that's British or somebody that's Irish kind of got like a distinct accent. So like if you listen, like if you hear like a Conor McGregor, like you could tell they either Irish, Scottish, or Welsh, or like from like northern UK or something like that. But like again, that comes with interaction though. You can't really look and tell. Now, as far as like a Eastern European, in many cases you can kind of look and tell. So across many different ethnicities, especially if you're not from that ethnicity, it might be kind of hard to know exactly where they're from. You might know, well, they're not, you know, from the same culture as me, but I don't know exactly what culture they're from. I find that interesting. They can just look at some people, and I'm almost certain most of these people in Springfield, most of them in most cases have probably not really been around a diverse group of people. So they it's not like they just pointing people out like, oh, okay, I could tell by this person's name. Because you could tell by people's names if they had like some type of, you know, if they're Haitian or if they have like some type of French. You know what I'm saying? You know, you got like people that got them names like George St. Pierre, the UFC welterweight champion. So, you know, they have a name that sounds something like that. Or they have a name like Lavu or something like that. You know, it'll sound kind of French. You know what I mean? Sometimes you can tell with that. But like, it's hard for me to tell. I've never really been around like a whole bunch of Haitians, so I wouldn't know. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Brooklyn Queen. Brooklyn Queen said they usually wear a lot of polos, khaki pants with sandals or church shoes until they acclimate to our style and culture. Now, yeah, with that kind of thing, yeah, you could tell with the sandals and stuff like that and the weird dress. But at the same time, though, too, sometimes homeless people be kind of wearing like some strange type of combinations fashion wise as well, too. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that. Sometimes you see that a lot. But then even if they do that, sometimes a lot of immigrants do that, though. And again, I'm not saying that to be anti-immigrant, but a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, like people will have some pleated khakis, you know what I'm saying, with some sandals on. And it's like, oh, okay, I see what's going on over here. You know what I'm saying? And that ain't no knock on nobody. This is what people be doing. You know what I'm saying?
They all had geese in their hand.
I brought it to the attention of the city council who needs to look into it. I did not know the whole fucking world, even the BBC News, Fox, ABC, Dr. Phil.
So I just want y'all to pay attention. Like, do y'all see, like, I'm not trying to, you know, I ain't really trying to pick on this dude or nothing like that, but he's putting on a performance for the news the same way he was putting on a performance for that city hall meeting. Would you guys agree? If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. Shout out to Brooklyn Queen. Brooklyn Queen said their children will always look like they're going to church as well with the dresses and vested suits. I believe it. I believe it. I wouldn't be surprised if they be looking like they're going to church a lot of times too. Little sweater vest and, you know what I'm saying, sandals and no socks and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't know all these motherfuckers was going to come into looking this. I'm going to tell y'all just like this. I ain't never seen no motherfucker eat no cat or no dog. I don't know where that came from. I never said that shit. So I don't know nothing about it. If I knew something about it, I would have said something about it. I never said no shit like that. I don't know where the fuck I don't know where that came from.
Well, you know, Anthony, that is exactly why we've driven 10 hours to Springfield, Ohio. We want to find out what's true, what's false. Anthony, I guess the question arises, do you regret addressing Springfield City Hall?
Yeah, I will never help these niggas a day in my life. I will never help people a day in my life again.
What do you guys think about this? I mean, what's happened since any of this? That, you know what I'm saying? Like, to me, like, I don't understand this reaction. What consequence are you dealing with from quote unquote helping? Oh, shout out to Brooklyn Queen. Hold that thought. Hold that thought. DJ Elmo and Brooklyn Queen got two thoughts to hold. Hold the thought. The dramatics are telltale with Kai Cenat's older brother here. You might be onto something. You might be onto something. Let's listen a little bit more.
No dog. I don't know where that came from. I never said that shit. So I don't know nothing about it. If I knew something about it, I would have said something about it. I never said no shit like that. I don't know where the fuck I don't know where that came from.
Well, you know, Anthony, that is exactly why we've driven 10 hours to Springfield, Ohio. We want to find out what's true, what's false. Anthony, I guess the question arises, do you regret addressing Springfield City Hall?
Yeah, I would never help these niggas a day in my life.
Why would he? I don't understand why he would regret it. What's happened to this dude that he would regret it? Like, ain't it, like, what's happened to you? Why would you regret it? Do it make sense for him to regret this? How has your life become worse since this?
Well, you know, Anthony, that is exactly why we've driven 10 hours to Springfield, Ohio. We want to find out what's true, what's false. Anthony, I guess the question arises, do you regret addressing Springfield City Hall?
Yeah, I will never help these niggas a day in my life. I will never help people a day in my life again. You know what? I see why people are selfish. I see why people only worry about themselves. I see why people don't help people. I see why people stay to their own self. I see why there are introverts. I see why this world is really honestly fucked up. A motherfucker that got out here that really tried to help his community because motherfuckers were wrecking non-fucking stop. And then you got to deal with all this bullshit? I don't like this shit. I wanted to be an influencer. I wanted to do what Kai Cenat and Drewski doing.
I'm gonna run that back.
You know what? I see why people are selfish. I see why people only worry about themselves. I see why people don't help people. I see why people stay to their own self. I see why there are introverts. I see why this world is really honestly fucked up. A motherfucker that got out here that really tried to help his community because motherfuckers were wrecking non-fucking stop. And then you got to deal with all this bullshit? I don't like this shit. I wanted to be an influencer. I wanted to do what Kai Cenat and Drewski doing.
Could have been house. One by one, all these suckers getting kicked out.
I'm standing on business. I'm standing on business. I'm standing on business.
If you thought that's bad, there's more. Shout out to Kid Gravity. You want some more?
I wanted to do what fucking Duke Dennis is doing, what all them is doing. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to help this community. I seen that people were wrecking consistently. People were getting hurt. I did not want that to happen to me or none of my loved ones. And I don't know how the fuck cats and dogs arose from that shit. I said something about some goose because people were in the fucking park concerned with their kids because they seen a motherfucker do it. So I brought it to City Hall's attention. Thank you for all the people that actually gave a fuck. But I ain't never seen no fucking cat and dog get ate in my life. And I never fucking said that. I said something about a goose. And somebody told me they see somebody grab a fucking goose up and cut his fucking head off. And that's what the...
So now here's the problem, right? We're going to go more into a lot of this quote unquote hearsay. Because there's clearly a hearsay issue.
Fuck I said. But when you ask me, do I regret it? Hell yeah, I would never help a motherfucker a day in my life, let alone a whole community. Help a whole community, and this is what the fuck I gotta deal with. Hell no, I won't help nobody. I
don't think the community is mad at this dude. So I don't know what all this is. You're getting backlash in Springfield? Who in Springfield is giving you backlash?
Who matters to me? Because I thought the city of Springfield, I thought it mattered to me. I thought the people mattered to me, and they do. They honestly fucking do. But like when bullshit comes up and narratives get twisted, and it's like it's odd. It's really fucked up though. Because I really give a fuck, and I really don't want nobody out here getting killed in a car accident. I really gave a motherfucker. I gave a fuck. But yes, I regret trying to help a whole fucking community. I won't help these niggas a day again in my life if I got to deal.
Let me ask y'all this question: is he making sense? If he's making sense, give me a thumbs up. If he's not making sense, give me a thumbs down. He's not making sense to me. I'm going to just keep it honest with you. This doesn't make any sense. Shout out to everybody that's watching. We got 17 people watching and we got 11 likes. One person has butthurt and decided to dislike the video because it just shatters their world. That these people here are not telling the truth. Shout out to Caldona. What's good with it, Cal? Huh, yeah. Shout out to Win Lose a Rug. Right. Now, what's interesting about this is that somebody would take the energy to dislike my video when I didn't make any of this content right here. I didn't come with any false narratives about Springfield, Ohio. I've tried to be as accurate as I possibly can when discussing all of this. But some punk would dislike my video, point out the fact that these misinformation agents are spreading misinformation about a serious topic instead of thumbs downing them. That's what you see on YouTube.
With all this shit, I try to help y'all to try to better it, to make shit safe for everybody, and then we got to deal with motherfucking schools getting closed down. We got to deal with motherfucking all the government buildings getting closed down. We got to do interviews at the police station because weird shit is going on. I don't want to deal with that shit. From trying to help some people, for trying to keep people safe. I don't like that shit. I don't want to deal with this shit. I don't like it. All I was doing is trying to help the community and trying to help so people stay safe right here in these streets, and it went left. I don't know about no fucking cats and dogs. I ain't never heard of nobody eating no cats and dogs. Only people I ever heard eating cats and dogs are people at Chinese restaurants, and that's what everybody ever heard. I've heard that shit. Everybody else heard that shit.
Now, shout out to Cal, right? Cal said they always find someone who can't get their point across. Now, this guy right here, he was getting his point across when he was at that city council meeting that nobody made him go to. He decided to go to on his own accord, right? He went to that city council meeting and spoke his piece. Right? So he's being interviewed about the things that were said, some of the things that he said at the city council meeting. So now if you ask me, right, being that he's a social media influencer, he went voluntarily to go speak at that city council meeting. I don't think that if he had spoke at that city council meeting, I don't think anybody would have sought him out. Would you? If you guys agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree, give me a thumbs down. But this guy did this solely with the intent. I mean, he did this with the intent on getting attention focused on him. And now he got it. You know what I mean? Now he got it.
I'm speaking on what the fuck I heard. I'm not politically correct, and I'm gonna say exactly how I feel, and that's what got people to understand what I was saying, because I said how we all talk, and I said something that we all can understand. I don't know where all this extra narrative shit came from. Cats and dog, Donald Trump, man. Hey, man, I'm gonna say this: can Donald Trump send me some fucking money, bro?
I'm surprised Rebel News even posted this interview. Y'all heard that, right?
Yeah, all the government buildings getting closed down. We got to do interviews at the police station because weird shit is going on. I don't want to deal with that shit from trying to help some people, for trying to keep people safe. I don't like that shit. I don't want to deal with this shit. I don't like it. All I was doing is trying to help the community and trying to help so people stay safe right here in these streets. And it went left. I don't know about no fucking cats and dogs. I ain't never heard of nobody eating no cats and dogs. Only people I ever heard eating cats and dogs are people at Chinese restaurants. And that's what everybody ever heard. I've heard that shit. Everybody else heard that shit. I'm speaking on what the fuck I heard. I'm not politically correct, and I'm going to say exactly how I feel. And that's what got people to understand what I was saying, because
shout out to Brooklyn Queen. Brooklyn Queen said, "Clout. I at least thought he was authentic at the city council meeting. I wasn't feeling him. Remember, y'all remember when we talked about this? Nah, bro. Nah, homie. Sorry. You know what I'm saying?
Because I said how we all talk, and I said something that we all can understand. I don't know where all this extra narrative shit came from. Cats and dog, Donald Trump, man. Hey, man, I'm gonna say this: can Donald Trump send me some fucking money, bro? On God, Donald Trump, bro, you did this shit, bro.
Now, here's the question, right? Here's the question. He said, Donald Trump, you did this, bro. Did Donald Trump do this? Or did Donald Trump trust the things that people were saying at those city council meetings and trust the quote unquote phone calls that JD Vance might have been getting? Trusted things that people like him at those city council meetings said. What y'all think? He said he wanted to be like Drewski and Kai Cenat and all them guys. Is he standing on business?
I'm standing on business. I'm standing on business. I'm standing on business.
Because he sure was telling everybody to stand on business at that city council meeting. That's exactly what he said. He said, y'all not standing on business, bro. Y'all not standing on business, bro.
I'm standing on business. I'm standing on business. I'm standing on business.
I guess next time, instead of making an assertion, you would say, could have been migrants. Could have been migrants.
I'm not mad at you, Donald Trump, bro. Send me some money or get in contact with me. Elon Musk, call me too, bro. Y'all got motherfuckers out here saying cats and dogs. You're not eating cats and dogs. I ain't never seen that shit, bro.
Anthony,
that shit. Y'all owe me a bag, bro. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Y'all owe me a bag. All I did was trying to help my community and keep my community.
So now somebody owe him a bag. Let me ask y'all this: how much is he owed? Let's put an appraisal on how much he's owed. How much is he owed? Somebody give us an estimate of how much he's owed.
Community safe, bro. Y'all done did some other shit. Elon Musk, Donald Trump, bro, holla at me, bro. Y'all done did some extra shit, bro. I just trying to help the community, try to keep the streets safe, try to keep motherfuckers and their kids from getting ran into. And then shit went left.
One last question for you. Speaking of the community, there's all kinds of sensational stories. That's why we're here, to find out what's true, what's false. Tell me, can you give me your thoughts on why this small city, it's a population of just over 50,000, brought in so many Haitian migrants? It's estimated anywhere between 12 and 20,000. Different culture. Most of them don't speak English. What was the reason for them coming to Little Springfield, Ohio in the first place? And is this going to cause further tensions in the months and years down the road?
I'm going to be real with y'all. As I've been going through this fucking journey, I've been learning a lot of shit. I seen John Legend say that the Springfield population was declining. So I guess the city of Springfield or Ohio reached out to some people. I don't know who the fuck they called.
We had about 15,000 or so immigrants move to my town of 60,000. Now, you might say, wow, that's a lot of people for a town that only had 60,000 before. That's a 25% increase. That is correct. So you might imagine there are some challenges with, integrating a new
So
population.
what I'm curious about is, see, like this dude said, well, I heard John Legend say, your family ain't lived down there and your family haven't ever talked to you about the changes in the population. You heard about the population changes from John Legend in your city that you from? You don't know the history of your city? Just from living there and having family there and having friends and family there? That's kind of interesting.
Haitian migrants, it's estimated anywhere between 12 and 20,000. Different culture. Most of them don't speak English. What was the reason for them coming to Little Springfield, Ohio in the first place? And is this going to cause further tensions in the months and years down the road?
I'm gonna be real with y'all. As I've been going through this fucking journey, I've been learning a lot of shit. I seen John Legend say that the Springfield population was declining. So I guess the city of Springfield or Ohio reached out to some people. I don't know who the fuck they called.
We had about.
How do you not know that though? How do your parents? Yeah, John Legend from Springfield. But what I'm curious about is this, like, I could tell you about the areas around me. For the most part, how they all used to look, how they all used to be, what used to be there, what got put in when certain things changed. That's what most people can do when they grow up in the area and they live there their whole life. Like Akron, for instance. How many people know about Akron? LeBron James ain't the first famous thing to come out of Akron. Anybody know what else that's famous came out of Akron? Take a wild guess. You will never guess. Maybe you might. Take a wild guess. I said before, or besides LeBron James, but shout out to AW1. Yeah, LeBron James. DJ almost said KKK. I don't know about, and it might be some KKK in Akron. I don't know too much about it if it is. The Goodyear World Headquarters is in Akron, Ohio. And a lot of the neighborhoods and a lot of the streets and a lot of the areas in Akron are basically named after stuff that's either associated with rubber or associated with Goodyear. We got Goodyear Heights. We got Firestone Park. We got the Rubber Bowl. Akron is one of them manufacturing Midwest cities for real. That's actually got actual neighborhoods and little parts of the city named after the company that everybody used to work in that live here. Now, mind you, I didn't grow up out here. I grew up in Cleveland, but I've been in Akron for forever. Ever since I graduated from college, I never moved back to Cleveland. And I've learned that and other stuff. This dude heard something about his town from John Legend on a Instagram reel. That's just kind of weird. Most people know about where they're from. I know about where I'm from. If somebody you won't never hear me say I found out something about Akron on an Instagram reel from some celebrity. LeBron James got a little company that's called Spring Hill. That's where he grew up at, a neighborhood in Akron called Spring Hill in the V. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to go to social media to find that out because I'm from here. You know what I'm saying? That's just really weird that you got to go to social media to listen to a celebrity tell you something about the city where you're from. It's really odd. Especially being that you are on social media and you post constant videos and different things like that. And you would think that people would leave stuff in the comment section that you would read possibly, you know what I'm saying, if you don't have any interaction or whatever in the city and kind of know stuff. You should know the population characteristics of your city just from being there and observing. Would you guys, if you guys would agree, give me a thumbs up. If you guys would disagree, give me a thumbs down.
15,000 or so immigrants move to my town of 60,000. Now, you might say, wow, that's a lot of people for a town that only had 60,000 before. That's a 25% increase. That is correct. So you might imagine there are some challenges with, integrating a new population, new language, new culture, new dietary preferences, all kinds of reasons why there might be growing pains.
But hey, get people here. We got jobs here, and that's what the fuck they did.
Do you have a problem with them being here?
No.
Okay.
I said, if y'all gonna bring 20,000 people over here and they're not used to driving, help them drive. Teach them how to drive. Don't just bring people here and just drop them off and then they in traffic and they don't drive the correct way and y'all not doing something about it. Y'all need to make some type of procedure, help them some type of way, get a fucking driving school and get matter of fact, this is what they need to do. This is what America need to do. Since America want to get all these immigrants and bring them over here, y'all fucking a lot of shit up. Y'all need to go get it. Y'all got the money to do it. Go get a American orientation class. And that should go for every immigrant that come over here. Y'all need to go get an American orientation class like you do at a motherfucking job, like before you get to the floor on McDonald's, before you get onto the floor at a warehouse. And y'all get an American orientation thing and help them the correct way. Teach them how to drive. Teach them English. Fucking teach them.
When people come over legally, there are certain requirements that they have to have, which is why legal immigration is so important. We're talking about people that were just granted temporary protective custody or temporary protective status. They might not have had to take any type of citizenship competency exam. So again, this is why these things are so important. When you come over to the United States legally, you have to take a citizenship competency exam, and then you get sworn in and naturalized at the federal court. Now, mind you, that might not be an orientation on how to be an American, but there's some bare minimum basics there. That's very different than somebody that's just granted temporary protective custody. We don't even know if that person can speak the language or not. And then they're given a driver's license, which we don't know if they've tested for a driving competency or not. But none of that can get discussed when we got wild, just crazy rumors going viral. And the actual stuff that needs to be talked about is not even being discussed because the rumors are taking precedence. Which there's a reason why people are choosing to talk about the rumors. It's because the people who concentrate on the rumors and the people who aren't concentrating on things validated in fact actually want to dilute the migrant crisis conversation, and they want it to be taken as a joke, to downplay everything so that legit information brought forth can easily be dismissed. These people that act like they're so quote unquote serious about it, they really want to just dilute the conversation. They don't care. You know what I'm saying?
Finances, teach them do's and don'ts, teach them culture. You know what I'm saying? Teach them traffic. Do that. Get an American orientation thing before y'all try to just bring a different culture to a different culture, and then cultures clash, and then people don't understand shit. That's like a conquer divide and shit, and making people dislike people for no.
Man, most Americans not even the same culture. You know what I'm saying? I tell y'all all the time about when I went to New York and I had culture shock because it was completely different there. I've gone to many different places. Florida, different there.
No reason. And it's fucked up. It's really fucked up. They need to, I don't know, man.
Anthony, thank you so much for your time.
Touch it.
Yeah. Facts. I agree 100%. Shout out to Win, Lose, or Rug. If you guys agree that dude wasn't doing nothing but a bunch of babbling, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree and y'all thought that he said something profound that we really need to focus on, then give me a thumbs down.
Talentless, scandalous, plebiscite, babbling.